Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the City of Oakland's K-Top Studios. I'm Christy Johnson-Limon. I am the Deputy Director of Economic and Workforce Development, and I oversee the Business Development Division here at the City of Oakland. I'm so pleased to welcome you to our K-Top Studios, which is the city's public broadcasting organization, and we are live in studio today recording this really amazing program where we're going to get to hear from some of Oakland's small business community. As we know here in Oakland, small business is the heart and soul of our neighborhoods, and they play a critical role in both our economy but also in bringing us together. So today we're going to have an opportunity with the live studio audience made up mostly of city officials and partners and friends who work with the small business community, arts and culture organizations, to truly start to make those connections, to humanize each other, and to support a thriving small business community as part of a thriving Oakland. We're here in partnership actually through the Cultural Strategist in Government program, thanks to the Oakland Fund for Public Innovation. So this program has been in existence for the last couple of years and really aims to build those connections between the arts and culture community, arts and cultural practices, and civic government. And so I wanted to thank our cultural strategist for being here today, Yvette Holtz, and she'll go ahead and introduce our speakers today.
Hey, thank you so much, Christy. It's really been wonderful working together with you and your team to just kind of get an idea of how we can really best create the impact and move the needle as we intend to through the program. The Cultural Strategist in Government program puts innovators and artists and city leaders, cultural leaders, in positions to work with city departments to kind of innovate and introduce new ways to approach pernicious challenges. So OAKTalks is one of those that we have brought forward. It's a really kind of brainchild of wanting to get real collaborative, experiential information, not just surveys, not just ideas, but actual facts, actual experience. And I'm really happy to be here as part of the Bay Area Organization of Black-Owned Businesses, which is the organization that we founded back in 2015 to really help and encourage folks to understand the importance of diversity and collective economics to create a more fertile landscape for small business in Oakland. And with that, we are bringing forth OAKTalks to let the businesses share with you from their heart and from their own experience. I want to introduce our first speaker. His business is a security contractor here in Oakland. Neftali Rosado is the owner-founder of SafeTight Security. I hope that you can all join me in welcoming him and encouraging him and bringing him forward to the stage. Nice round of applause.
Right, what a full circle moment. Thank you for having us. We really, really appreciate it. Can I get everyone to raise your hand, please? Everyone, cameramen, ladies, camera ladies as well. On the count of three, I want everybody to say, I love the town, but we need to be enthusiastic about it, right? We need to represent the town because that's what this is about, right? On three, with unity, okay? 1, 2, 3. I love the town. This side was a little louder. I got to give it to him. Great job, great job. So my name is Neftali Rosado. I'm one of the founders of SafeTight Security, a local certified security integrator, small business with the city of Oakland. I can remember my grandparents living on 76 and Nay, 36th Nay to be exact. We used to, as kids, we used to go over to Parker Elementary. Parker Elementary had a paved slope. We used to take boxes and slide down the slope and pretend as if we were in a bobsled. We used to go to the castle. The castle was the local arcade with bumper boats, batting cages, miniature golf, right? Those were the days. Next to the castle, we had Malibu Grand Prix. That's where I got my first license. I was 9, 10 years old. Remember asking my mother, Can I drive home? No, I couldn't drive home. But those were good days. We didn't go to Jack London to see a movie theater. We should go to the Cinedome. How many in the crowd remember the Cinedome? Let me see by show of hands. That's the fabric. That's the backbone, right? That's the Oakland I remember. Now, those were the good old days. The town has changed since then. It's changed. A lot of people may say for the worse. We have businesses struggling to keep their doors open, break-in after break-in. This is something that we see on a daily basis. As I mentioned, I run a small security integration company. So we deal with these merchants often, right? Can our businesses survive? Can we? I think we can. I see business owners uniting. I see ambition. I see passion. I see goals. And that's the true Oakland spirit. That's what this is about. Working together as community so that we can accomplish our goals. I attend a business meeting every Friday in the Fruitvale district. There's a new nonprofit that's formed called Comunidad de Comerciantes de la Fruitvale, Community Merchants of the Fruitvale. This nonprofit was formed by businesses because they felt that a lot of what they were experiencing was falling on deaf ears. They feel as if they're not being heard. I also sit on the board of the Oakland Latino Chamber of Commerce. A lot of what we've been discussing lately is contracting disparities. Now, I know there's been discussion of a report that hasn't been made public yet. We look forward to that report being made public so that we can see the progress that we've made since the previous report has been released. All right, that's the goal, so that we can work together as in community to accomplish our goals and have the impact that we need. One of the most important things I learned as an Oaklander is that we must be mindful and we must unite to support our schools, local organizations, and our youth programs. It all starts at home. This is home. This is home. International, that's East 14th. That's home. But we need to do this together. Some of the things that we can do as businesses when we receive the support of the city and we have the support to grow and we're able to take advantage of some of those, the city purse, right? Some city contracting is we can support and give back to our communities. Like planting trees, taking more time out to plant trees at parks, helping beautifying the city that we love, right? That's what this is about. When we support local businesses that are invested in our communities, we have the most impact. We can donate to Youth Uprising, donate equipment to help support our local youth and have the impact that they deserve. We can create a cloud camera system free to the business owners in the Fruitvale district who feel that they have not been heard. A cloud camera system that has the ability of a 911 camera share, which means that we can share that footage to first responders so they can triage a scene prior to arriving on the scene. The City of Oakland, OPD, has the capability. Our ECC, Emergency Call Center, has that capability. We need to utilize these tools so that we can have a much larger impact when it comes to safety. And that's free to the City of Oakland. They already have it in place. Now this next one I'm going to read verbatim, so I'm going to pick this up. Can you share the next slide, please? We're grateful that the City of Oakland has the local certification process. The executive summary of that process states, and I quote, I'm going to read that because I want to make sure I don't miss any of it. In order to provide a greater economic opportunities for its residents and businesses, to stimulate economic development and strengthen the Oakland economy, the City of Oakland has implemented groundbreaking policies that directly impact how public funds are spent. These policies are aimed at using the power of public purse to stimulate economic development through the support and empowerment of the local community, especially those aspects of it that have been placed at a disadvantage in the past. I didn't write this. This is all the research that our great city did. We need to implement this. How do we do that? We need to be fair. We need to be transparent with our contracting opportunities for local businesses. How does that come in a row? How do we do that? We implement policies that when a recommendation is made to City Council to waive the local certification and the competitive bid process, that all of the proposals that were taken into consideration are submitted to the council with the agenda report so that they can have make an educated decision on whether they need to vote to approve it or not. Because at the end of the day, we can't make the best decision for our community if we don't have all the facts. It just can't happen. It can't. In fact, city legislation states that in order to waive the non-competitive bidding and the local certification, it needs to be in the best interest of the City of Oakland. That's what it says. How do we know it's in the best interest of the City of Oakland? How does council know if they don't have the full picture? It can't happen. It can't. These are some of the struggles that we fight, that we ponder over, that we go to bed at night struggling trying to keep our businesses open. It's not just that was my personal experience, but it's not just me. Like I said, I sit on the board of a chamber. I attend local business meetings weekly to figure out how we can have that full impact on the community. So what's my ask? Why are we here? My ask is that we come together in unity to build a better Oakland. We showed you the images of what the power of local contracting can do. We don't know what else to say. We don't know what else to do. We've attempted sending emails, 2 years worth of emails. I have 2 years worth of documented emails trying to reach out to council. We're an integrator that has access to grants for security. Not just security grants, but we have companies that we work with that can reach Department of Transportation grants because the cameras that they use have software that read traffic. So we can go over after security grants plus DOT grants. So again, my ask today is not just for me, but it's all the local businesses, all the local certified, qualified firms here in the city of Oakland. Let's unite, let's come together, let's make the change that our community, our children need, and let's have the impact that we know we can have when we invest in our local businesses. Thank you for your time. I'd love to answer any questions that any of you may have. Again, I'm a homeowner here. I'm raising my kids here. I'm a business owner here. We see the struggle. It's not gonna, and I understand city staff. It's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. You guys are in a hard position, ladies, guys, in a hard position. We all need to come together to make this happen. We need to stop playing the blame game and figure out the solutions. Any questions?
Hi,
Shifra, Economic and Workforce Development. I just wanted to hear more specifics because I'm not as familiar with your experience in trying to contract with the city, but kind of what contracts have been out there as instances that you've tried to go for, and what was kind of the happened in those that you was kind of the barrier to maybe you feeling it was a great process, let's say. And then maybe if there's any other specific stories from those businesses at the Latino Chamber and that new group that they've experienced in that similar vein. Absolutely.
So I'll address the issue we've experienced personally. So we've been on iSupplier for 2 years now. Since then, there's been a lot of contracts that have been sourced for cameras, for other city services. I think we need to educate all staff on NAIC codes so that we know and we're looking for the proper NAIC codes when it comes to cameras and the services that we're looking for. That's just one. I'm gonna paint a picture. I'm gonna give you an example. There was a city contract that was given for $750,000 to a Los Angeles-based firm. Okay. This was to monitor the illegal dumping. Okay. Once it was put up, the dumping stopped in a certain location. We weren't able to move what we were calling the pods. The city only had 2 staff. This is according to the report, staff report. City has 2 staff that are certified bucket lift trucks, and they're painters. And the staff report specifically states that they're too busy removing graffiti. They can't move the cameras. So in the staff report, the recommendation was made to approve $50,000 monthly for services because we couldn't move them, right? And now let's think about how if a local business were to receive that opportunity, how many jobs do you think we'd be able to create with $50,000? First of all, we wouldn't charge $50,000. That's not what we're about. We're about having the impact we can in the community, right? But let's just use that number, $50,000, 4 or 5 full-time jobs, and that's just being safe, because we're not talking about replacing equipment. We're just talking about service and training. All of that stuff should be done in the cloud. Shouldn't have to, reach out to a Los Angeles company because they've done business in the past with the city. It's just not smart business, and the reality is it's a mismanagement of city funds. I'm a taxpayer. I own a house here. It's not an attack. This is a conversation. We want to sit down with everyone here. We want to work with you. Please. In reference to the Comunidad Comerciantes, there's been an issue with safety. That hasn't been heard, which is why we partnered with the nonprofit to start implementing the free cameras, because it was needed. So, yeah.
Neftali, you have really turned on some light bulbs, I think, in the audience, and I really appreciate how you've been able to deliver your recommendations with a positive upshot, like a step up is how this can work, and that step up is a unification. So that was really, really awesome. I want to just thank everyone for just giving the floor and your attention to the speakers today. They really came forward with realness and from their heart and from their daily experience. I don't know if you want to come up and say a few words in closing, Christy. Yeah, and I just want to say that it's been an amazing process working together to bring this thing to life, and I really, really, really hope that the City of Oakland, the Office of Economic and Workforce Development, the Oakland Public Fund, the Oakland Fund for Public Innovation, will continue to support the Cultural Strategists in Government program, and because of the impact, and it's the each one teach one kind of thing, each one reach one kind of thing. So thank you.
Well, in closing, again, I want to thank our fabulous speakers, but I also want to thank my colleagues and peers who are here today. I've had the honor and pleasure of working here with you all for the last year and learning so much from you. And I feel like we're super committed to this work. We're committed to Oakland, and we do good work. And I look forward to working together to do great work. So again, thank you for being here.